while my mother while my mother was on hospice herself. And so, creating a business while your own mother is on hospice, I'll tell you, it was very difficult. But you can imagine it did create a lot of purpose and a lot of passion. And let me just back up and tell you, she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's at 55 and
Oof.
died at 62. And my
Wow.
mother was a very young looking 55. She probably looked 45. And it was tough. I was 39 years old, and at her bedside, I remember telling her right before she took her last few breaths, because I didn't want to let go. You can imagine. And I said, Mom, we are going to find a cure for Alzheimer's before I take my last breath. I can promise you that. And that was 21 years ago. And so I feel like now that we found even better. We found prevention. A few weeks ago, I was in a Super Saturday with Todd Rowland talking about how researchers have discovered that a new title of diabetes, it's called type 3 diabetes, they have found is the possible cause of Alzheimer's because of the insulin resistance in the brain. And when I heard that, y'all, I was sitting in that meeting and I was infuriated. I was sad because I thought, oh my gosh, it hit me. You mean we could have, and I always felt like we could have done something more. Doctors could have done more for my mother to prevent Alzheimer's at 55. So I knew it was either hormone imbalance, but I didn't ever think about the insulin resistance, honestly. And so about that time where I'm absolutely crying with tears streaming down my face, Todd didn't see it, but he asked me to speak and give my story, my testimony, because y'all can imagine how hard it was. But y'all, I think there was a reason behind that because it created such a passion in me that I really want to get these drops in the hands of so many people because I truly, truly believe if we can prevent something like Alzheimer's, we can prevent families from going through what my family went through. It was brutal. I lost my mother at 39.
Oh,
And so
wow.
my children have never gotten to know my mother. They were 4 and 7, so they barely know her. So that's created a passion. So if you ask me, my why or how I've been successful, I go all in when I have purpose and passion. And I joined this company a year ago as a wholesale brand partner. Okay. I had no intention of growing this business, but I had brain fog. And I had convinced myself this was the second time I had brain fog, debilitating brain fog. And I had convinced myself that I had Alzheimer's. And I was crying, called Cynthia Bolden. A lot of y'all have met her. She's dynamic nutritionist, herbalist in Oxford, Mississippi. She's my prayer partner, my power partner. And I called her immediately and said, Cynthia, you've got to pray for me. I think I have Alzheimer's. She said, oh, no, 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 sister. You don't have Alzheimer's. What's going on? She said, I have a product for you. And y'all, it was Renew. And so I bought a 5-day trial of Renew. By the third day, my brain fog was gone. By the fifth or sixth day, I was sleeping like a baby. And I knew we were on to something, that this product was amazing. And I had already created a menopause brand where I had shared on social media what worked for me because women out there were struggling and they were had debilitating brain fog like me. So I thought, I'm going to help other women. And this is before I learned, that type 3 diabetes is the cause of Alzheimer's. So I already had a passion to help women out there. So I was just sharing Renew with everybody I knew. And y'all, honestly, I got to Ultimate before I even knew what it was by getting, customers on the products for Renew. So fast forward about 6 months later, because like David said, I was a top leader of another company and I had no intention of leaving that company. So when we fast forward and we started the system of growth with the skinny drops, I started the drops for hormone balance. So my husband and I were both on them. My husband lost a lot of weight quicker than I did because I really didn't need to lose. But next thing I know, he's lost 18 pounds in 7 inches. Well, Cynthia called and said, I know you're posting about your husband, you're telling about all these other results and what have you. What about your results? Well, I really had not added them up, honestly. So I went and added up my results and added up my losses. I had lost 5 inches around my belly and around my thighs. I couldn't believe it, y'all. But more than anything, of course, the brain fog was gone with Renew, but I felt even more mental clarity. My moods were so much better. My energy levels were so much better. I'm a competitive tennis player. I play all over the country in big time tournaments. And y'all, people were noticing that I was playing better tennis, that my fitness had changed. You know, I was more vibrant, than I had been before. But at 59, I was still beating 25-year-olds on the court, so that got a little bit of notice. And that got my notice. I was like, okay, something's up here because I'm still playing singles at 59. I know I got to slow down at some point, but y'all, I didn't feel like I needed to slow down. So I feel like that's a testimony to share with a lot of people more, not more, but as much so, I guess, as the Alzheimer's story about my mother. But that menopause brand has helped me get the word out that y'all, it is the system of growth. I bucked it a little bit because in my other company, I never had to retail products. And Brent and Andrea had been to Oxford and said, Michelle, we got to do this system of growth. If you ever think about, doing this business, you got to do this system of growth. And I said, I'm just going to tell y'all right now, I am not retailing product. And so Brent looked at me and said, and he and Andrea just kind of smiled and said, just try it. So of course I got on the system of growth, started sharing the products. Y'all, we couldn't keep 10 packs in. And then I just started bringing, leaders in, other leaders who I knew were looking, maybe like me, that wasn't looking for an opportunity, but looking for the more of a purpose in their life. Okay. And with our other company, it was kind of slowing down a little bit. We were all looking for a little bit more joy, okay, and looking for something that was going to create more excitement in our lives when we knew that this other was not. So, praise God, I've been able to bring in quite a few leaders, not just from that company, but just from other, just people that were truly looking for that joy and that passion in their lives. And we prayed them all in because before I even started deciding that I was going to be working this business, Cynthia and I prayed, Lord, she's a part of another company. She's very loyal. If she's going to grow this business, you're going to have to bring them in. And that's what we did, y'all. We just started praying, 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 praying. God enlarged my territory. So the prayer of Jabez was my philosophy and my prayer for my hospice, and it became my prayer for this business. So if I can share anything with y'all that has truly, truly helped me, it is be coachable, follow the system, do what your mentors tell you. Because like I said, I'll be honest and authentic with you that I bucked it a little bit. But when I started working this system, I knew it worked. And honestly, if you are bringing in leaders from other companies, they will see that it's different too, because every company is looking for a simple system of growth like what we had. And I said to myself when I saw it, I said, this is brilliant because everybody can follow it. But more than that, y'all, we can get money in people's pockets. $1,500 in people's pockets once they get to ultimate, sell those 30 boxes of drops, get to ultimate, $1,500 in their Venmo. They're never leaving. You get them that first $500 in their Venmo, they're never leaving. And so when we saw that and just continue to duplicate that system of growth, it touched my heart, y'all, just to know that so many people, we could bring the joy back into their lives, but we could also share with people that this is a way that you really, really can create income very quickly. And we can touch so many lives by getting these drops in the hands of so many. So I feel completely and totally blessed to be the instrument with all of y'all, the tool, the conduit, whatever you want to call it, that we are all getting these drops in the hands of so many, and it takes all of us. So I just encourage each one of you, whatever your purpose, whatever your passion is, let's all do it and get out there and add some zeros to the numbers of people that we are getting the drops to. Thank you, David. I appreciate you asking me to join.
Yes, ma'am. So what I picked up on, I just want to highlight a couple of things. You found something that helped you, that really impacted your life, and it wasn't even the drops; it was Renew.
Yep.
And then your passion was, this helped me. Let me help other ladies that are having the same issue. So you led with the caring, and it just led to a business venture.
Yes.
And then on top of that, when you did decide, okay, this is something I'm gonna put some effort into, from a business standpoint, you look for leaders and wanted to add value to them, more purpose, not necessarily pull them away from what they were doing, but add an addition to them. And I think that is really, really key.
Yep.
So, but one of the things I'm really, really impressed with is I've gone and I've stalked your stuff a little bit. I'll be the first to admit. So, but you rebranded yourself as the menopause coach, lady, however you want to say it. But I am so impressed with your blog. I haven't subscribed to it yet. I probably will, but I've gone and kind of looked. So can you walk us through how I know you put an article on your blog and then you share it in the social media and it attracts people to your system that you have specifically for you.
Yes. Yes. And that's it, David. I probably don't post near enough for the blog. We do an article, really a newsletter every 2 weeks, and an article once a month. And I really need to do more. But as I've got busier and busier, it's gotten a little harder. But I know that has to be done because the people that are following, I don't have a huge following, but the ones that do go to it look for the articles. And the one that I wrote this last time was being authentic about my mother and just what I shared with y'all that I learned a few weeks ago, because I think it's so important. I think people miss, we're educators. If you think about right now, if you go to the doctor doesn't spend much time with you and they're treating you for sickness, right? They're sick doctors. They're not prevention. So I see all of us, even though you might not be clinical, I see all of us as the ones that go out and educate about your health. And so we're the ones that can help provide preventive care. Okay. So I see that for sure. But what the article does is it provides the education, and then the reels that I do, the articles and the reels kind of back each other up. And so I'm providing education on insulin resistance, especially, and hormone balancing. Because if you think of it, if a guy just goes and looks at my post, he's going, oh, she's talking about hormone balance for women, testosterone, estrogen, progesterone. But guys don't realize they have hormone imbalance too. But I think most people don't realize it's the thyroid, the adrenal glands, the cortisol levels, and the insulin resistance. So I think that education is so important. And I think the way that our posts are set up, our posts are really set up in boards that have a psychological order, and so I think they intrigue people more and more and more. And so I think we're educating per se in that, but then my article just does it, a little bit more. But one thing that I want to say that I've never said on the IPA call, and I should have, I don't think I've shared this, but y'all know in Messenger, well, y'all know we blew up Facebook today. I'm telling everybody that we as a company blew Facebook up today. Facebook was down early this morning. I was on at about 6:30 this morning, and then all of a sudden it was gone when I got on IPA, and I was like, what have I done wrong? Until somebody announced that it was down. So I told everybody we blew Facebook up, and Instagram, I think, came back before Facebook did. But do y'all notice in your Messenger, you can do a little note in your Messenger. So if you go to your Messenger, you see the pictures up at the top. You can create a note. And honestly, David, when I said I started talking to leaders, they came to me. Leaders came to me because, when you're in another company, you're not allowed to recruit from your company, correct? So I was being majorly compliant. I'd been loyal for over a year and hadn't shared this with anybody in my company, but they came to me. But one girl, a top leader in our company, saw my note on Messenger that said, shots or drops, which one are you going to do? And so she sent another leader a screenshot of that and said, what's Michele McCay doing? And so they called me. They reached out to me. And that's how I got one of my second or third leaders who has brought in now. We all really started December 11th. I know the date is when I put my head down and said, I'm fixing to grow this business. December 11th. They came in on December 22nd. So they reached out to me right before Christmas, and they've blown it up. They've added over 125 people to the team just in that period of time. So you'll hear those names as well. And I want to honor and celebrate them because, it takes a team, y'all. We cannot do it by ourselves. Cannot. So you bring in people who are just as passionate about, changing people's lives as you are. And that's what's going to grow the business. But that article, I'm hoping to get better and better, David, and get better with that because I believe it does help educate people.
It does. And that's the same thing Dr. Ray Strand said. You hit on it, said, that we're the ones that are out there preventing. The doctors are treating illness. We have an opportunity to prevent, that's why he's not teaching doctors, because
That's
doctors
right.
don't want to hear it. I mean,
That's
they're,
right.
they're trained how they're trained.
That's right.
So, and I'm looking at Messenger right now. I don't see where notes are. I'm looking. So
Okay, let me see if I can
guidance.
pull mine back up, because when it went down today, it wouldn't let mine pull back up. Probably because I'm not in great Wi-Fi. So yeah, it's still not allowing me to pull my
Okay.
messenger up because I'm still in Wi-Fi. But when you pull your messenger up, David, you might have to refresh since it bailed out on us today. But at the
Okay.
top, you'll see like you'll see pictures of people, like maybe their stories, but there's a chance where you can go in there and create a note, and people will actually respond to that note. Now, what I found, just like our post on Facebook, people don't comment on your post. Now, they may go to my note and heart it, but that girl, she actually screenshotted it and didn't comment on it, but she messaged me and said, I want to know about these drops. But I encourage y'all, use that note if you can find it. And if not, I'll do the steps for y'all once mine comes back up and show y'all, and use that message, drops or shots, or you can say shots or drops. Which one are you
I
going to
like
use?
that. I like
And
that.
that creates intrigue. And it will also have people go to your Facebook and look at your post, and then they're going to message you or text you and go, what are these drops? And I continually, do I change my note? You can change your note every 24 hours. And since I can't see it, I believe I put on there yesterday, because Brent and I talked about it. I'm sharing hormone balance and skinny drops all over the world. Yeah, you got it. So Edgar, are you showing? Let's see, are you showing something there? You have to, yeah, see where it says leave a note? See it, David? When you see your name on Messenger, you can click on leave a note, and then you just create, you have 60 characters, I think you can do. And my newest one is I'm sharing hormone balance and skinny drops all over the world. Want some? Something like that.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it. I'll look
It's
into
just
that
for
a little bit.
intrigue. Yeah.
Right. Right. Curiosity.
Yeah.
Exactly. Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. That was
Absolutely.
a
Honored.
ton of good information. Um,
Awesome.
so now I'm gonna switch over to Kim. Kim, you may have to unmute. If no, yeah, you're muted. So you'll have to unmute. But Kim, everybody here knows Kim. Just about, I think we're all on her team. But Kim has gone from paycheck to paycheck lifestyle her whole life, because she's on disability, to being a star here and changing not only her health but her finances as well. Everybody that's been around Kim knows her story, so I won't go into all that. But Kim, can you go in? I know how hard you work, because I'm on the phone with you all day, every day. And when I'm not on the phone with you, you're pestering me, trying to get me back on the phone with you. So Kim, could you share with us your typical day? What goes into what the things you do to make you successful?
Oh, every day is different. I never know what tomorrow is going to be like. But today, for an example, I think I've talked about 27 people. I write them down who I talk to out beside. I try to write who is their sponsor if I know them. Or I have to call David and say, okay, who signed up who. So, but the key thing is, in my business, is to get to know every one of you ladies and men, because the more I can be a part of your life and become have a relationship with you, then you're going to trust me. I was on the phone with Ernest several times today. We're talking to a lady in California. He tells everybody, you trust Kim. You trust Kim. I want to be trustworthy, because I had to be trustworthy at one time with Todd and Ken, my upline. And when you trust your upline and you listen, like Michelle said, you listen to your upline and you be coachable and do things that they tell you to do, then you will succeed. Knock on wood, I don't think I can say that anybody that's on my team, I have not yet have someone that's not coachable. I've had some people to say, well, I don't think that we need to do it that way. And I'll say, well, yes, I'm going to do it this way. And then they end up going with me to do what I asked them to do. But so I'm very blessed that a lot of you guys will, put me on three-way, or let's have launch parties, or let's have meetings. When I got a partner under me that sort of wants to like give up or get off the train, I can talk to them and get them back on schedule. I know I can do that, because let me tell you something. What Partner Co has done for me in my life, it is unbelievable. And I want each and every one of you to have the same experience that I have had, because let me tell you, when you live as on low income as me and my husband used to live, and now you've got a piece of this taste, I promise you don't want to go back. I promise you don't. And I had someone that's on my team to text me today from Florida. They said, Kim, I just need to ask you, what in the beginning did you tell people? How did you get people to listen to you? And I thought about it. And the only thing I can tell you is that I would go and tell people I found something that has changed my life. And let me tell you something, each and every one of you, if you would open your mouth and tell people I found something that's changed my life, do you know they're going to listen to you? Because everybody wants their life changed for the better. If they don't, then there's something wrong with them. But I thank God that He's allowed me and my husband to become with Partner Co. I thank God for my team. I thank God every day that I'm wanting each and every one of you guys. I have a vision. I have a dream for you guys, because guess what? I have the same vision and dream for myself. So I want to carry as many people as I can with me to succeed in life. And the best thing that I'm going to leave you guys is you need to be consistent and persistent. If you even think the devil gets in your mind and say, this ain't going to work out, this ain't going to work out, get off the train. Let me tell you something. I was in your shoes one time. I really had the devil telling me this is not real, but I never wanted to give up, because just a little bit of change, and then a little bit more, and a little bit more, until now I can tell you, my heart is about to bust, that I want each and every one of y'all to succeed. That's how strongly I feel. And I want to continue to help each and every one of you. I was on the phone. I've been texting Miss Dawn today. I've been texting we got a new lady named Miss Patty. She's on tonight. She texted me a while ago. I've got to call somebody for her as soon as it Zoom's off. And Miss Michelle gave us a little nugget about the messenger. But I'm going to leave y'all with a little nugget. I challenge each and every one of you, if you would post a post on your Facebook, and at the very bottom of that post, it can be anything. It can be from the boards. It can be anything you want to. But at the very bottom of that post, just say, it's your turn. Click on this link and receive my discount. That's all you got to say. And put your smart link in there. I did that at 8 o'clock this morning, a.m. You go back and you look. I done sold 3 boxes of drops off of somebody that clicked my link, and I don't even know them. Matter of fact, I just had a lady when I was looking a while ago. She just texted me and said, or messaged me actually, and said, I just ordered. I don't know them, but they clicked on that link that come off of my back office, my smart link. And have I been doing that the whole time? No, but I've just started the past month, and I can tell you within a month, I have had about 6 people. But today, since 8 a.m., I've had 3 people to buy. So you need to put your link out there on your Facebook page. Thank you, David.
All right. So y'all, that was awesome information. So the one thing I noticed, y'all, on both these ladies, could y'all hear the passion they're bringing? Could y'all feel that? If you can, drop me a 1 in those comments, because I could feel it from both Michele and Kim. You could tell that they were passionate about what they're talking about. You could tell they were purpose driven. You could tell they're on a mission, and that's what it takes. It takes that to do this business in a big time way. I remember I had a cousin one time. He asked me what I had, so I started telling him. He said, hold on a second, hold on a second. He ran and got his wife and brought her back and said, Brittany, I want you to hear David, but I want you to hear how excited he is about it. That was what got his attention, was the excitement and the passion. So, you know, they're both leading with caring and sharing and trying to add value to people. Just like Kim said, she wants all of this for all of us. So they found something that impacted their life. Michele did, Kim did, and then they're leading with that, trying to add that same value to other people's lives. And then Kim mentioned something that she does, and it's something I had to develop and build to develop that skill, because I'll be honest, it was challenging for me. And I heard Todd talk about it. He calls it tap rooting. And that is getting to know your newest brand partner, getting to know them, and building that trust and that relationship. That was very difficult for me. But once I started doing that and was comfortable with that skill set, my business started growing so much faster. So if you're here and you're building that network and you just started, be thinking when that newest person comes into your business, you need to reach out and congratulate them, or reach out to their sponsor and say, hey, can you put me in a 3-way message with your new person? Introduce me. That's what I do with everybody. I want to know who came in the business. I want to be talking. I want to get to know them so I can help them and them know me, because they don't know me. They don't trust me, and they won't reach out to me. And I can't help you if that person doesn't reach out to me. It's not about going around anybody and trying to steal the spotlight or anything. It's not that at all. It's us trying to pour into your organization and help you and build up new people, just like we build you up. So y'all, tonight's call is full of nuggets. So before we close, does anybody have any questions that they would like to ask? If you do, feel free to unmute and ask Michele or Kim, either one.
Hey, Dave, this is not a question, but I can relate to when Michele and Kim speak, they speak with such passion, and you can feel it. That's one of the things that you can't fake it consistently. And that's one of the things that I continue to try to work on, whether I'm briefing one person to 25 or 100. And the thing that I've got to work on, and I'll throw it out there in New York, and help me whenever you can, and that is, praising folks for when they do well. I've got to get better at that. It's an art. I mean, it's not that you don't want to praise them. It's just not registering to go ahead and just congratulate them immediately, following up with all these kudos and stuff that seems like, and Todd and guys like Todd, this guy's always complimenting you. I don't care where you are. I mean, it's a trait that I guess it can be learned, but I got to just continue to work on it, man.
Hey, I'm with you. Hey, I do. I congratulate people all the time in person. My shortcoming is putting that on a Canva flyer,
yes,
and putting it out there for everybody to see. I just don't have time. I need to figure out a system to be able to do that.
And Sandra is an expert at as well. She's an expert at, and I lean on her a lot to help me with that. And thanks to her and Kim, they've been, pushing me to do more of that, and I appreciate that.
So Sarah, I'm gonna call you out. I know you were really looking forward to this Zoom tonight. Do you have any questions specific that you'd like to throw out?
You are so funny.
I know. I know that because I talked to Sarah a lot.
Well, I know I reached out to Kim earlier today, so this has just been fantastic. But Michele, I guess my question for you tonight would be about I guess the system that you use with technology. Look, I'm trying to figure out how to schedule my post on Facebook, because some way, somehow it kicked me out of doing that, and I don't know how to fix it. So, but it's just, I have so much that I want to learn, but I feel like I need to be tech savvy in order to do the things that Michelle's doing, or you know what I mean? And I
Not at all.
I do. And
Do it
so,
scared. You do it scared. You do
oh,
it
well,
scared,
hey,
then
I got
you
that
do it real.
down.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I second that. It's scary. She's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. And I can run my mouth all day. I'm a second grade teacher. You know what I mean? I've got that part down, and I can make my little videos and things like that. But it's just the technology part of it all.
Yeah. And it does take a while to learn. It does. And I got some help. I'll be honest with y'all. I got some help for somebody to teach me how to do reels and how to do those screens, those green screens. So like if you saw one of my reels not too long ago, when I found that article that Todd was talking about, type 3 diabetes, being the cause of Alzheimer's, I put that behind me on my green screen, and that's on Instagram. And I started talking. I was like, I have no idea how to do this, but Google will tell you a lot, or you can go to YouTube and YouTube it. But I had somebody that helped me and walked me through that. But I'm telling you, that was a tough video to do because I cry every time I talk about it. And so you could probably see my passion in it when I talked about it, but also it's good to be short, 60 seconds on your reel, no more. And I tend to go way too long. And I like to do live videos. And then sometimes your live videos, they will then allow you to do a reel on it, but then it's going to cut you off, at 60 seconds. But I just say find a topic. Like menopause is easy because that encompasses so much, but then we're helping so many more people. But I just found that insulin resistance is kind of what I've found. Like I like to talk about it a lot now because so many people do not know, and you can kind of break it down. So find a topic, whether it's belly fat or hot flashes or mood swings or even depression or whatever you find that the drops have helped you with. It's easy for me to talk about brain fog, but then I know I'm on Renew too. But I know if I get people on the drops, think about your drops as the gateway. You get people on the drops, then I eventually can get them on Renew, okay, if they've got some other things going on, and Limu or whatever else, if I know that they've got Alzheimer's or what have you. And, just find something you love talking about. It doesn't, mine just became menopause because I'll be honest with you, I hated that word. I hated the word menopause. And I thought, you know what? I got to put it out there because I bet every woman hates it too. And it's just all about aging, right? Well, when you think about it, my mama didn't know her name at 60. I just turned 60, you see? So I had to put myself out there because I know my name. And I want people to continue to know their name. You see what I mean?
Right.
So find something you're passionate about and break it down in little bite-sized nuggets and put it out there on Facebook. But just remember, the drops are the gateway, and just break down all the things that the drops do, and talk about it and do the reels or do the lives and turn the lives into reels. Do the thing on Messenger, leave the note, because that just, what it's doing is it's just creating intrigue and the consistency. Because remember, you got the naysayers out there that are going, that stuff doesn't work, and she still keeps posting about it. But you know what? The more you post about it, they're going to go, well, maybe it does work. And I'll be honest with you, I was worried about getting ridiculed because I'm a skinny girl. You know what I'm saying? So if they saw my post and go, oh, you're talking about weight loss and you're already skinny, you know what I'm saying? So it's the opposite effect sometimes that I can get the naysayers. You see what I'm saying? So put yourself out there. And I was scared to put my picture out there because I was afraid people were going to eat it, just eat it up and eat me up and spit me out. You know what I mean? But I put it out there because I make it real. And I'll be honest with you, I thought in the beginning that I had to be dressed to the T when I did my reels. Girl, it's better when I come off the tennis court and look like a dog.
Right.
I am telling you, sweating, looking like awful. I mean, more people watch those videos than they do when you're dressed up all nines.
And Sarah, I want to tell you that your video today was phenomenal. I even had to turn around and play it for someone else I wanted her to hear what you said. So I'm telling you, you keep up stuff like that, and I'm telling you, people is watching you.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Be
Well, I
consistent.
would like to say for anybody that is watching, I mean, I think today was probably my first day where I was like, no one reached out. And I mean, I don't know of anyone that doesn't want a day where it's just constant, people asking you about the drops and this and that and the other. But, I can see the potential in this company and I refuse to give up. And so I'm not going to. I mean, and I still look back and I look at Kim and I look at Todd, and I just think to myself, what if they had given up,
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
And can I say, I'm sorry if I'm talking too much, David, shut me down, mute me
Oh, no,
down.
go ahead. You're good.
Sarah, so those days where people don't reach out to you,
Mhm.
just ask God to tell you what to do that day.
Right.
I just had to formulate a tracking list. Start following up with all your customers. Start doing things that you hadn't had time to do. You know what I'm saying? Follow up, start your conversion calls, start planning more, make your notes, make your strategy, do all those things. Because I'm telling you, girl, when your business starts blowing up like it will, I know you are going to blow up, you'll be wishing you had this time. Okay. So use that time to do the things that are like preparation for God to explode your business. Okay. So start really, really following up and really loving on your customers, put them on text threads with your upline, love on those customers, get planning those conversion calls, because you're not going to, pretty soon, you're not going to have time to think about doing that.
Right.
Okay. So that would be my suggestion for you is do those things that you know now that are preparation for the busy times.
Yeah.
And
That's a
she
really
said a
good tip.
mouthful. She said a mouthful
She
because
sure
that's where
did.
I'm at now. Because tomorrow from 9 to about 12, I've got to turn my phone off because I'm going with my daughter to take my grandbaby to the doctor. I know. Let me tell you something. 2 weeks ago, I did that. When I turned my phone on within 3 hours, I had 39 messages. 39.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, take advantage of it. But what you've done today was more powerful than people calling you, because it was, when I looked, it was over 300 people done viewed it.
That's
So
right. That's
I'm
right.
telling you, just keep doing it. That was powerful.
That's right. And they're watching you, Sarah. They may not have reached out today because they were like, golly, that was a good video and that was intriguing. But when they see something you post tomorrow, the next day, that intrigue is going to build on itself. And then they're right now, they're scared to reach out to you, honestly, but they will. They will.
They're waiting for the video number 2.
There you go.
To see how excited you are. You see that smile? I need to see that smile. How happy you were. You were driving today. But now next video, let them know how happy you are and how that pretty smile on your face.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you.
And be authentic, Sarah. Share your heart. Say, I know when you're out there, that video, I know these drops can help somebody out there. Somebody's listening to me right now and you need these drops. And let me tell you why, and be authentic about it and show your heart. And girl, get ready. Kim's right. Your phone's fixing to blow up.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank y'all so much.
There, I got a nugget there too. On my downtimes, I need to do my follow-ups. That's on my list now. Thank y'all for pointing that out. That's like that's a blessing from God. He's like, I'm giving you some downtime so you can follow up and do the things you need to do.
Yeah.
To be efficient. Right. Any more questions out there, y'all? Because that was really, really good. We have a few minutes left if anybody does want to ask anything. If you do, just unmute.
Actually, I do. I had asked Sarah earlier. She's probably gonna laugh, but I had asked her earlier about putting I guess information on X. I've actually got an account that I get on there pretty often. So I didn't know if anybody else knows anything about X or that type of thing. It was Twitter. So you know what I'm talking about.
I don't have a clue what you're talking about. So I'm not the one to answer that. I do Facebook and that's it. So I don't know.
Very close. I mean, and it really is. It's very close. It's just a little bit different type of form, but you reach a lot I mean, you can still reach a lot of people too, not from necessarily from your area.
So it's called X.
Called
It's
X.
Twitter. It was Twitter.
It was Twitter.
Okay. I don't
Hey.
tweet either.
Hey, go
Mhm.
for it. You might snag Elon. Do it.
I've come close a few times with my brother. He you know, he lives in Melbourne, Florida, and that, you know, that's where they do all the rocket stuff. That's pretty close
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
he's met a few people that already knows him. So we'll see one of these days.
That's right.
And I say do it. I mean, because you can attach your Facebook or your Instagram or even
Yeah.
LinkedIn. Your post can go to X, Carol.
Mhm.
And so if you may be doing that already. But just stay tuned, because that same thing, they may message you there, but they also may message you on your messenger or your text thread, if they have your phone number. I haven't used it just because I unlinked it a while back, just because I don't use Twitter that much, and I didn't feel like I could manage all of them. In fact, I haven't even capitalized LinkedIn right now with this business, because it's more of a business, more of a business social media. But yeah, utilize whatever you can, because you've got some big celebrities and higher profile people
Mhm.
sometime on Twitter. So, or X, I can't seem to say X, but yeah, do it. Just be prepared for following your messenger and see how
Yes.
it works. You might create a new IPA for everybody here and give everybody a great idea. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, good.
All right, guys. Well, we really, again, Michelle, we thank you for coming on. Kim, we thank you for your time. Great content tonight. It was incredible. My phone's already blowing up. People loving everything that has been shared tonight. So, with that, guys, we're going to close next Tuesday. I plan on training on how to use Canva to create content. So if you've wondered how to create the stuff that you're seeing float around, be sure to catch that Zoom next week, 6:30, same channel, same place. And Michelle, if you ever want your people to jump on, feel free to invite them. It's my same link every time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, David. I appreciate you so much, and I loved hearing your nuggets too, Kim. Thank you so much. And one thing I wanted to add for Kim, and God just put this in my heart. When you have some of that downtime, or Kim, when you turn your phone off, remember that time is for you. Y'all got to take time for yourself too, because I know yesterday I had a day where my phone did not stop all day long. I had planned a lunchtime with my dad, and I had to miss it, y'all. And I had not eaten all day long, and I don't suggest that for anybody. So Kim, especially, and any of you guys that are so busy, remember, when you turn that phone off, take that time. You deserve that time. Take that time for yourself, to just be with your family, because that is so important. And I needed to have heard that yesterday, because I missed some good time with my dad, and I'm trying to make up for it later tonight. Then I will.
Okay, y'all. Thank y'all so much. We'll see y'all next week. Bye, everybody.
Appreciate
Bye.
it. That was awesome.
Bye-bye.